This is top 12 best niche list 2020 video coming right up after this intro. Yeah. What's going on, guys, and welcome again to another video. Yes, I have my spring niche time for this time of the year because it is this time of the year. Yeah. And I have here 12 great fragrances that I just cannot wait to share with you guys, that I'm really excited just to start wearing for this springtime. Yeah. These 12 fragrances, they're not in any particular order. I just put them all together in a bulk in front of me, and I'm just gonna start picking one by one. So if your favorite fragrance end up being number 12, for example, it's not my fault. It's whatever fault that is, but it's not mine, okay? Just kidding, guys. Not really. What I really like about this list this year, that there's something for everybody. There's some new stuff, there's some unheard of stuff, there's the classics, the spring classics, and there's pretty much everything for pretty much everybody. So hopefully you like something, hopefully you'll get something out of this list, and you just like, hey, it's gonna be like a new discovery for you. Seriously, guys, I thrive to make you discover new stuff, and the more I get some feedbacks from you guys, the more you tell me, hey, I bought this of you and thank you so much for that, that makes me actually feel better about myself. So thank you for that. My number 12 on my list is a fragrance I personally truly love, and for you guys as well, this is your favorite Montal. Yes, it is from the house of Montal, and I'm talking about Starry Night. This fragrance is beautiful. It's very wearable for being a Montal. You know, Montal usually tend to be Middle Eastern at the most part, and they rose or oud, but this is fresh, musky, so there's always that Montal musk note that you guys are familiar with, but with added apple note. And seriously, the apple note here makes that difference. It makes this fragrance very wearable, makes this fragrance very enjoyable, pleasing, and this one definitely would get you noticed, and it would get you compliments. Yes, this is a mass appealing fragrance, guys. So if you have this fragrance on, guys, pretty much your surroundings probably will enjoy this fragrance even more than you. Starry Night on my number 12. Great fragrance for spring. My number 11 on my list is such a beautiful scent from the brand spanking new house of our beloved reviewer, Red Adolescence. This is Navitus or Navis by Navitus Parfum. Beautiful bottle. I personally think this is a great fresh fragrance, guys. If you want some fresh summery fragrance but with power, I'll highly encourage you guys to try Navitus out. Honestly, it reminds me a little bit of Neo by Zerjak, but it is more than that. It's got some fruity nuances as well. It's got some herbal nuances as well. It's definitely sweeter and younger than Neo. So if you like Neo but you want something younger and fruitier, sweeter, try Navitus out. It's very compliment getting type of a fragrance. It definitely got me compliments, and I've been wearing the heck out of it ever since I got it recently. My number 10 on my list is such a beautiful scent, guys. Even though it's got rose and oud, it's a very light rose and oud with added raspberry with him as well. It's very extremely likable. It's a very unisex. A guy or a girl can pull this one off easily, and would definitely, either if you are a guy or a girl, it would get you compliments. And I'm talking about Vertical Oud, such a beautiful bottle with such a beautiful fragrance. I personally think this one is great for spring in particular, just because this one makes me love life, and spring for me is the beginning or the blooming of life. So Vertical Oud is such a beautiful fragrance. I'm really excited just to start wearing this spring, and also I just love the compliments and the attention this one gets me. Vertical Oud was on my number 10 for a reason, because I love it. Yeah. My number 9 on my list is a base mode, guys, and I'm telling you, it's a base mode and would get you compliments as well. It's a leather based fragrance, but it's more than that. It's not your typical leather based fragrance. It's not only leather, and it's not a leather that you've smelled before. It's totally different totally unique. So if you are looking for a unique leather based fragrance, I highly recommend and encourage you to try Soleil de Jeddah by Esteban Humbert Lucas 777. Look at this gold bottle, by the way. This is pretty complex for being a spring based fragrance, guys, but it screams spring because of the floral, masculine floral nuances that this one has. I know floral sounds very feminine, but the opposite, the floral nuances here, it's pretty darn masculine. So if you are looking for a pretty darn masculine floral fragrance, this one up there. My number 8 on my list is the epitome of being a spring fragrance, honestly, guys. This fragrance is pretty green. It is extremely green. So if you love green fragrances, you definitely love this one. But at the same time, you have to be open-minded because this one is not your typical green as well, due to the fact that it is a marijuana based fragrance. And yes, I'm talking about Green Bubble. Look at this pretty green, by the way, by Juice Box. This is another beast mode type of a fragrance. This one definitely would get you attention. This one would definitely would get you compliments as well. Just gonna have to be careful with the amount of sprays you have on with this fragrance, because this fragrance could be a little bit annoying if you overspray. A couple of sprays of this one would be more than enough, and it would lingers and would, like, seriously guys, would get you compliments and attention 8-10 hours in. This is not something for everybody. You have to try before you buy, because this one could be a little different, a little weird for some people. And I remember the first time I smelled this one, I was like, I don't know what it is about this one, but I just can't stop sniffing it. And this one in the air smells even better. Such a beautiful scent, guys. Try it out. My number 7 or 8, or doesn't really matter because they're not numbered. But anyway, the next one up is Moringa by Profumo Broma. This is actually the epitome of a spring fragrances. This is sweet vanilla, so you have to love vanilla to really appreciate this fragrance. This is definitely floral, orange blossom type of a scent, so you have to love this type of scents to really enjoy it. It gets me tons of compliments because this one is a beast. It's a beast mode, so if you have this fragrance on, just expect to have it on you for at least 12 plus hours minimum. Yeah. This one also could lean a little feminine for a lot of you guys, so you have to really like and enjoy sweet fragrances to be able to really enjoy this one. And always try before you buy. But this one actually my go-to going out at night on springtime, just because I have a lot of memories with it. I love it, and I've been wearing the heck out of it. This is actually like a 1 or 2 sprays max when you have this fragrance on, and look how much I've worn out of it already. My next fragrance on my countdown, it's another fragrance that I personally love, but not a lot of people talk about it, just because a lot of people haven't tried it out yet, and it is a unique, different type of a fragrance. So, and I love unique fragrances, as you guys all know me by now, and I'm talking about 1888 by the house of Casamorati Zerjaf. Look at this bottle. This is a great fragrance, guys. I personally love this fragrance, and this fragrance, it's a chameleon. It could be feminine for some people, then it gets very masculine on some other phases, then it gets soapy, then it gets animalic, then it gets ambery. Yes, this fragrance got way too many phases, and I personally enjoy every phase of it. It's got carnation and way too many other florals that they're not your typical floral scents that you get used to, that you associate it with feminine scents, because this one, it's not like that at all. It's definitely sweet. It's soapy. It's like, seriously, sometimes on some phases on this fragrance, and depends about the temperature outside as well, it gets soapy, and it reminds me of dryer sheets sometimes, which is weird, and I truly enjoy it for it. This one gets me compliments as well, just due to the fact that people get to smell it of me easily. when it dries down, it gets sweet as well, so you have to really enjoy and like sweet fragrances. Casamorati 1888, such a beautiful scent. Try it out, okay? The next one up on my list is the greenest scent on my list, honestly. Do I have any green other scent on my list? Yeah, probably Juice Box is green as well, but this one is definitely different green. This is like fig leaf green. It's like green, okay? And I'm talking about AO by the House of Floraikou. Such a beautiful bottle as well. This is the epitome of a spring scent. This one screams spring to me personally, especially if you love figs and fig leaves. This one, the epitome of that. One of the best fig leaves smelling fragrances that I ever smelled, honestly. This one, that, but on a different level, guys. So if you want quality in your fragrances, try AO out by Floraikou. Such a beautiful scent from such a beautiful house. I love this house. You guys know that already, right? The next one up on my list is the epitome of spring fragrances for a lot of you guys. It's a classic for a lot of you guys ever since I started watching YouTube fragrances for fragrances. Lyric Man is pretty much the epitome of spring fragrances for a lot of you guys. This is rose through and through. So if you don't really like rose-based fragrances, this one could be not for you. But I enjoy it nevertheless. But this one, even though it's pretty rosy, it's pretty fresh at the same time, due to the fact that it's got a lot of citruses combined with the rose, and there's also an incense note in the background. But the main factor here that really reduces the sweetness and the rosiness of this one is the citruses. I feel like the citruses here makes this one a little definitely fresher, and makes the rose here like diluted in a way. It's not like as thick as some other rose-based fragrances. This is definitely on the fresher side, and the incense kick also that this one gives, it's just to die for. I highly encourage you guys to try this fragrance out. It could be feminine for a lot of you guys. Yes, I truly agree, but it works. I'm telling you guys, it works, and it gets me tons and tons of compliments. And did I say it's pretty strong? This one is a beast mode, and it's not even the vintage. I don't need the vintage because this one by itself, it's a beast, okay? Lyric Man by Amouage is such a beautiful one for spring, yeah. The next one up on my list is such a beautiful scent, guys. I haven't actually worn this scent in a long time. I just don't know why. It was on my shelf, but sometimes you just like forget about things. I know I made a mistake and I forgot about you, baby, but I'm just gonna be wearing the heck out of you just because I love you, okay? Udin by Zerjaf. Such a beautiful scent, guys. One of the best Zerjafs, yes, one of the most complimented Zerjafs. A lot of people love that one, and they tend to pick this one as their favorite Zerjaf. Yes, it's very mass appealing. It reminds me a lot of Allure Homme, but this one is on another level. So if you love Allure Homme by Chanel, the original, imagine that, but on like 10 million times better on a niche version. This is that. Gets me tons of compliments. I remember when I used to wear it. I haven't worn it in a long time, but I'm gonna start wearing the heck out of it at this spring and summer for sure, baby. I promise, okay? My number 2 on my list is pretty much the favorite niche fragrance that a lot of people love. This is like a god for a lot of people. And ironically enough, it was the last one, so I should have probably picked the last one before that, but I just didn't want it to be too cliche to make Aventus number 1. But it wasn't planned, but it was honestly, it was the last fragrance to pick, the farthest from me. Aventus, oh my goodness, it smells so good. Every time I open that cap and smell Aventus, I just remember the good old days of Aventus when I first smelled it, and I never smelled anything like it before. Seriously, guys, Aventus opened my mind to new things, to discover niche. This one made me love niche. That's why a lot of people love Aventus. A lot of companies got inspired by Aventus, but hey, as I always say, Aventus is Aventus. Nothing comparable to Aventus. So if you want the real deal, get Aventus, okay? My number 1 on my list, or the last fragrance on my list, is Baccarat Rouge 540. And the same thing applies to Baccarat Rouge as Aventus. Ever since Aventus came to life, A lot of companies and a lot of people fell in love with it, and a lot of companies got inspired by it as well, and you can find on the market, which is great for us, two different variations of Baccarat Rouge. Baccarat Rouge with added leather, Baccarat Rouge more masculine, Baccarat Rouge with added woods, Baccarat Rouge fresher, Baccarat Rouge with added florals. But personally, I love most of them, guys, but there's some transparency on Baccarat Rouge that I don't find in anything else. That's why I just this is my favorite. I love it, and I wear this one like all year round. It's very soft but strong, it stays, it lingers, it's floral but fresh, it's sweet, but it's a likable sweet. It's not too sweet. A guy or a girl can actually pull this one off easily, no problem, and would definitely get you compliment. This is on my #1 for a reason. I love it. So this is pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys again for watching and subscribing and doing all the good stuff. Please make this video 300 likes to send somebody a very good goodie bag, a niche goodie bag. Just all you have to do is comment down below, subscribe, and click that like button, and I'll pick somebody randomly, and it's gonna be on my Instagram page that you're supposed to, or you have to follow me there now, because it's popping and it is happening. And don't, of course, subscribe, and let me know what are your favorite fragrances that you are excited toward this spring. What do you think of my list? I'm curious, bro, and I would love to know. And this is another week with No Sponge, and I know sponge making smelling good always easy. Peace.